guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another horror review. Tonight we're looking at a Hammer film. We're looking at Studio Canal's 4K release of the horror of Frankenstein. So this is going to be cool. So without going any further details, let's have a look at the release. So here we are, guys. This is the physical release of Hammer's film The Horrors of Frankenstein. This is being released by Studio Canal, certification 12, and they seem to try to copy a little bit of the latest sort of Hammer sort of releases in their own style, and I like it. I do like this cover. I think it looks really, really nice. So we'll unwrap it. And what I love about this is just got this sort of elegant sort of style about it. It does have a stick-on the back, no J card. Now that is so much better. Absolutely love that with some scenes from the film. So let's have a look inside the box. Comes in a lovely hard box, really, really high quality, that box. Really, really cool. It is 4K. Right. So let's get to the films. There we are. We have the film in 4K with the monster behind it, and the one there with Ralph Bates as Frankenstein behind that one. No Peter Cushing in this film. That's quite nice. We'll put that in there. It comes with a booklet. That, if you want to know who the actor is playing the monster, I will tell you when we review the film. You might be surprised. The very gothic looking Hammer film. Absolutely wonderful booklet. That's a really cool picture. Lots of photos of the monster in this one, so there is no me to say, oh, no spoilers, I can't not show you the monster because it's all over. It's even on the front cover. So the Horror of Frankenstein original press kit, that's pretty cool. This is a really in-depth book. This is along the lines of the Hammer book, not as big obviously, but still along the same sort of lines. They've done a really amazing job with this booklet. Then we've got some biographies on some of the cast, which we won't go through because I don't want to spoil the monster. And then it ends with these sort of different poster artworks. Fantastic. It comes, guys, with two, not one, but two posters, not double-sided. So you can put them both up if you want to. They're rather large. That one says The Horror of Frankenstein, with some amazing artwork. That looks very sort of like Italian giallo style, which I love. And we have one which I think is going to be the cover of the release. Give me a minute, guys. The Horror of Frankenstein. Yeah, so that is the cover of the film. So that's really cool. So it comes with two posters, a booklet, a rather big booklet, and a film in Blu-ray and 4K. And that is the physical release of The Horror of Frankenstein. It's an absolutely incredible release. It's right up there with the Hammer actual releases they've been doing. In fact, this one actually surpasses, I think, some of them, which is really, really cool. But does it hold any special features? So here we are at the main menu for The Horror of Frankenstein. Let's have a look at any special features. We have It's Alive, revisiting the horror of Frankenstein with Clarice Loughery and Isaiah Barb Brown. gallows humour inside the horror of Frankenstein, a commentary with Marcus Hearn and Jimmy Sangster, Frankenstein, Dracula and Me, a conversation with Veronica Carlson, Hammer's Monster, an interview with David Prowse, Still Gallery and original trailer. And your setups, you have subtitles. And that is the special features on the horror of Frankenstein. And yes, it does. It's got some quite good extra features on there. It's got like a making of, it's got like interviews, it has audio commentaries. It's really, really cool. They really surpassed themselves for this release, so that's really cool. And I just think I love the Hammer box sets, but they're so big, and this one is just ideal size. But we'll get onto that at the end, so let's get to the story. So this one is a little bit of a different take on the Frankenstein story. Baron Frankenstein in this one is played by Ralph Bates, and he starts off as supposed to be a young boy, but he's a grown man, and he's at school, and he's almost straight away taking control of the school and the class, and the teacher sort of succumbed to his sort of like skills of persuasion, if you like, as he's trying to tell him off and give him the whip, because he's been drawing on this naked picture of like lines where he wants to cut bodies up. And so this teacher's trying to tell him off, but he makes him turn the table around on him, and all of his friends think he's absolutely wonderful and fantastic. And he wants to go to abroad to Vienna, to like a university to study anatomy, but his dad doesn't want him to go. And so Victor sort of makes his dad come to a unforeseeable end, if you like, by he sort of manipulates one of his guns, and he goes out hunting his father, and his gun backfires and his father dies. So that we then see the funeral. And Victor takes himself off to university. Then we then join him 6 years later, and looks exactly the same. And he's got a colleague with him. Let me just get my glasses on. His colleague is let's try and find what his name was. I think his name was Wilhelm, and he's played by Graham James. And he sort of plays, like in the other Frankenstein films, he thinks that Victor's this genius, so he goes along with his experiments. And then Victor starts getting body parts to experiment on from the local grave robber, who is played by Dennis Price. We'll get to the characters near the end. And he sort of like gives him all these body parts so he can test his experiments on. And Victor wants to build this creature, this body. And he's got like a female housekeeper that's been there since his dad was there, and she's still looking after Victor in her own special ways. And her name is Elizabeth, and she's played by Veronica Carlson, who's been in loads of Hammer films, and it's great to see her in this one. Victor's love interest in this is called Elise, and that's played by Kate O'Mara. Very cool. Anyway, Victor carries on with his experiments, and Elise comes back into the picture, sees him all grown up, and she's in love with him. And some of these people get an unfortunate end, including Elizabeth, and including his Wilmot, his assistant. They all come to these unhappy ends at the hands of Frankenstein himself, as he's trying to create this monster. So does he succeed? Watch it and find out. Let's get to the characters. So I'll read off the characters to you. Victor Frankenstein is played by Ralph Bates. Elise is played by Kate O'Mara. Elizabeth is played by Veronica Carlson. The Grave Robber is played by Dennis Price. Wilhelm is played by Graham James. The Professor, which is Frankenstein's father, is played by Bernard Archard. And the Monster is played by David Prowse, Darth Vader himself. So David Prowse played Darth Vader in the Star Wars film, and here he is here playing the Monster. The characters are wonderful. There is a little bit of humour going on there. There's some sort of like not laugh out loud bits, but sort of smirky bits in the film. But it's quite faithful to a lot of the actual Frankenstein story, and the characters are all wonderful and they entwine with each other so much. You've got Frankenstein's love interest Elise, who absolutely adores him, and you've got Wilmot that absolutely adores Elise, and you've got now the jealous Elizabeth, the housekeeper that was her father's housekeeper, now jealous of Elise, and she starts to blackmail Victor because she discovers what he's doing upstairs and all this crazy things, and so Victor just tries to keep things secret and in his own special way. Final verdict. Okay, so I'll score this on 3 levels: the film itself, the 4K transfer, and the sound. The film itself, I am going to score an amazing watch and give a 9 out of 10. It's fantastic, absolutely amazing. The 4K transfer, I'm going to give a 10 out of 10. It's incredible. It's incredible transfer. It looks stunning. The sound quality, I'm going to score an 8 out of 10. Just simply because I believe it's just in the mono dialogue. There is no options in the setup to change it to a 5.1 or a Dolby Atmos or anything like that. Doesn't seem to be any work on the sound, which is a little disappointing, but it's still absolutely fantastic. So the whole thing together is a 9 out of 10. It's incredible. It's amazing. A lot of people give this film a bit of a bad rep, and I don't understand why. I loved it from start to finish. I thought, this is amazing. I love this film. I've not seen this film now for, it must be 25, 30 years I've not seen this film. And a lot of it's down to people giving it bad reviews and saying, oh yeah, it's one of the worst sort of Frankenstein movies. It's not. It's not. It's really cool. It's really, really good. I like the Monster. I think he looks really cool. He is a bit cardboardy, David Prowse, but and some of the acting, we got another female in there. I don't know if I can see any more characters that are in this film. There's another female character. Oh yes, let's do that, and she's quite irritating, but I don't think I've got much of a cast down here. No, it doesn't tell me any of the other cast, unfortunately. But it's wonderful, guys. It's wonderful. And this booklet is absolutely fantastic. Really love this release. Really cool. And I kind of wish now I picked up the Scars of Dracula. But to be honest, I'm happy with this one because I didn't own this film. So to put this in my collection is absolutely wonderful. Really, really cool. Horror of Frankenstein, 9 out of 10. You guys seen it? Let me know down below. Here's my little monster here. Actually, my little monster's here. Here he is. Here's my little monster, and here's my other little monster. Hello, darling. Yeah, so it's fantastic. Really, really cool. I absolutely love the film. The pluses of the edition is basically the transfer. The transfer sells this. It's phenomenal, and the story is actually good fun. It's a good fun. It's almost like a popcorn Hammer film to watch. It's really cool because it's got some really sort of cheeky dialogue going in there, you know, and Ralph Bates as Victor Frankenstein is quite sarcastic, and I quite like that. And there's some sort of funny scenes in the film, and I really, really enjoyed it. Absolutely amazing. Guys, thanks so much for checking out this review. Please check out some horror channels for me. Check out Horror Hands, Horror Geek, Man v Film. Check out The Maniac. Check out Grumpy Andrews, Horror House, Sammy G, World of Cinema, Skin Crawler, all these amazing channels. Check them all out. And a massive shout out to my lad. Till next time, look after yourselves, look after one another, and I really hope I see you all soon.